Basically, your last semester will be like more of a vacation.
Yeah, exactly. It's like 3 classes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Am I dim right now to you? Am I very dim?
You're pretty dark, but it adds dramatic vibe, which
Cool.
like personality.
Well, this will help too.
Yeah. Now give me a C minor.
La da, I think that was an actual C minor. Let me check.
I completely believe you.
Yeah. Da. Hell yeah. That was a C. I got it printed on the inside of my glasses. So what's happening right now? What are we waiting on?
Technically, we're waiting on nothing. Michael will arrive at some point, but I'm not waiting. I'm living my life.
Dude, that's pretty hectic.
Are you still taking music classes, or did that not fit into what you had to accomplish?
They somehow let me fund 2 units of guitar instruction. I'm getting good at guitar.
Hell yeah. I didn't remember you playing guitar before.
I didn't really. I played it in New Zealand. That's when I learned to play.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And then I like kind of kept going, but I never had like a lesson till this. So it's pretty sick. Big fan.
When you pick up a new instrument, do you feel like you distract from your old instruments?
I mean, like, undoubtedly, I play piano, I think, a little less than I did at the max. Yeah, I'd say I play piano a little bit less, but I'd say that, like, when I do play it, I, like, come back to it with new ideas and stuff.
Like from guitar?
Yeah. Or at least, like, I don't know. Also, there's nothing right now that I'm like intentionally working on piano. It's kind of lame.
Yo,
what's
up? Can you hear me?
I can.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Dude, how do I sound?
You sound kind of like cute.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it.
Oh.
Appreciate it, man. How's everybody doing? What's up?
Can I talk to Sasha?
Dude, I don't even know if the voice is in. Hold on. I have to check. Yeah, it's not in. But there's also like hurry up, which I could do.
Yeah,
what
does that sound like?
Here, this one sounds like this. Sounds like this.
Dude, okay, chill out. All right.
Yeah, hurry up. And then there's this one that's called VR. I don't know what that is. Hello? Oh, wow. We're on VR. Oculus Rift. And then there's
Speechifier. Like, my fellow Americans, please make this hurting stop. I can't keep going. I want it to end. And then there's fan, which is if I was talking, I guess, through a fan. And then there's also poison, which makes me sound like, I guess, poison. This is what poison people sound like.
Poison?
Yeah, poison. And then there's more cop walkie-talkie, which is this one. Like, and it's like, yeah, we got a 219 on Gerard Boulevard running down. He's got armed and dangerous. He's gonna shoot. Yep. Okay, he's over the fence. Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. He's home free. Yeah, he's on his way to Mexico. Not coming back. All right, well, let's pull the chopper around and go get some donuts. So that's
I feel like the pitch for all of these sounds was like someone at a board meeting was like, yo, our Google Hangouts audio line sounds really unpleasant sometimes.
Yeah.
Yo, fuck, you right though. And the first guy was like, We should roll with that.
Yeah, exactly. They're really a lot of them are crap, but if you unlock the pro version, you get like hundreds and hundreds of sounds, then you also get to make your own sounds. But I use it literally for one reason, which is I get a lot of background noise, so I use it for the background noise filter, but it's so finicky. I don't know. Crazy stuff.
Huh.
What's going on, Michael?
Yo, Conor is like one of the very few people in the world who understands like what you're saying all the time.
Really? Oh, cool. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I don't even understand what I'm saying most of the time. So that's cool. I'm happy that somebody understands. Where are you from, Conor?
I'm from San Diego.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's nice there.
Yeah, I love San Diego. I want to like live there someday if I'm lucky. But yeah. I'm from Philadelphia, but I'm in LA for school right now, which is kind of cool. Yeah, it's fun.
Fresh Bros.
Yeah. What are you doing, Michael? Looks like you're doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I just have a lot of energy. I'm like really excited that you guys are both in this chat, and it's like pent up in my body. I almost feel like I should do squats right now. Do a squat.
Are me and Conor gonna go in a crazy debate right now?
Are you guys on? Because Conor is he's very adamantly pro wall. He's like, the wall is like my number one issue, and I figured you were kind of like, I just thought you guys should kind of have a little back and forth on that real quick.
I think, yeah, go for it.
Well,
let's talk about the wall.
I'd like to say that Michael has never and would never misrepresent my opinions.
Right. Yeah, neither has he done that to me.
I just want to make sure that we're starting from a common understanding here.
Yeah, of course.
And another thing, well, okay, Mike, you're like making the light flash on and off with your screen.
Sorry.
Cool.
Yeah. Am I washed out? Hold on.
Oh, no, I was talking to Michael. You're fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
let me see. All right.
With regards to so one of the things that Michael said is I'm adamantly pro wall. He is correct, I think.
And pro war.
And pro war. Against who?
Always pro war.
Okay. Okay, that's another great representation by Michael, I assume.
Yeah.
Another great, yeah. Representing your views.
Let him know what I think.
Yeah, dude. That's the thing, is you just gotta let other people decide what you think.
And that's really what I've done with this wall thing.
Yeah.
Because I've really found that a lot of people have strong opinions about it, and I don't.
Right.
So I've always wanted one of those. It's like like you ever have a really cool hat?
Yeah, like I have a pretty cool hat. I'm not wearing it right now, but I usually wear it. It's pretty cool. Like, I don't want to brag, but it's a pretty cool hat.
That's sick. Well, then you know exactly what this opinion is about, or excuse me, strong conviction about the wall.
Yeah, it's like a cool hat to have, like a cool thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Also, when he says on pro wall, he doesn't mean like the Mexico one. He just means
like in general.
Yeah.
Like it stands for wars.
Yeah, like in general, you just like the wall. Walls are good, you know. They block people from seeing your privates. That's pretty nice.
I could use one of those on my stream. Add some action.
Yeah. I think what they don't do very well, though, is let people in. That's one thing that walls don't really, like, they're not very good at.
Jesus Christ, Mike, you sound like my ex-girlfriend.
Oh, wow.
People in. Shut up, okay?
Shut up. Yeah. What do you do, Conor?
Interestingly enough, that's Conor's argument on the wall. It's like whenever someone proposes a counter argument, he just says, "Shut up." And
yeah.
That's how he's so adamant, and he keeps his foundation strong.
Well, that's the most successful argument, right? Is shut up. Like, shut up because you're wrong, or like shut up because you don't know what you're talking about. Like, yeah.
I have 2 points for you. First of all, shut up.
Oh, okay. Got me.
More about why you like the wall.
Yo, that's a lot of. Wait, can we go to Michael? Can we go to Michael's screen real quick? He has a ton of Xbox games over there. What's that about? Before I get it delving into actual politics, which I said I would avoid.
Well, I feel like first Michael needs to tell you what your opinion is.
Yeah, Michael, what's my opinion again on the wall?
You're anti-legal immigration, but you're pro-illegal immigration.
Okay.
And you're anti-immigration from European countries, but pro from Mexico.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, those tea-drinking, clam-eating Europeans better stay out of my country, because if they do, I might have to put the Declaration of Independence right up their ass. And, man, what else?
No good for any of those.
Yeah, and I'm tell you something, I'm all for Mexican people coming in here as long as they come in illegally, okay? We don't just dish out citizenship here, but if you know somebody at the door, you can probably squeeze your way in.
Well, honestly, I think that we agree here, because I don't know about immigration.
No, we don't. Shut up.
Dude, this is even better than I thought it'd be.
Yeah, dude, this is insane heated debate right now. This is exactly what I was going for today. With no promotion and not actual political debate. Which is good, dude. I needed a conversation, man. I haven't had a conversation all day. I've been working all day. But yeah.
Retweet.
Yeah. Dude, Connor, your mic kind of dips a little bit. And I don't want to talk over you, but sometimes I feel like I do, and I'm sorry about that. Yo, Naomi's in the chat. Oh, dude, he's putting in his AirPods. Yo, do you have waves? Do you have waves too? Can I see your waves? But yeah. I'm not sure. I think. Are you on a Macintosh?
Dude, you look like a CIA agent right now, Connor.
Dude, yeah, those sunglasses, man.
You look so cool.
Getting real.
You look
kinds
so
of like
fucking cool, dude. Hold on, don't move. I'm gonna get something out right now. Smile again. No, I can't force you to smile. It has to be natural.
That was natural, you son of a bitch.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Are you sending? Okay.
Yeah, preferences, sound, and then input would be AirPods.
Naomi is forever.
Yeah, I have them. They're.
Yeah, dude. I'm happy that Naomi hangs around. It adds another element. It's very valuable. But yeah. All right, dude. So let's get to the serious stuff, right? Let's get to the serious stuff. I got a few topics I want to talk about.
Talk to you about something first, Michael?
Yeah, sure.
Connor about?
Yeah, sure.
Connor's he's squeezing all of his units into basically one big semester, and then he's gonna do a small semester abroad after this because he was rushing out of college.
Right.
And, my friend Sam did the same thing, rushed out, did it in 2.5 years. Ethan was trying to do the same thing, and now Ethan's thinking about going AWOL and potentially not finishing.
Really?
Second, as I said, I am very pro V-wall, AWOL, anything.
Shut
up. Well, okay, so Ethan might be going AWOL like you.
Yeah, doing something similar potentially.
Well, Naomi, just to respond to your chat because I'm looking at it, you are a serious asset. Thank you. But I think I don't know. I mean, Ethan's got to have a plan. I think. I mean, you had a plan, kind of, or it developed into something. I think you just got to be patient with that. And then the other guy who rushed through it, I wouldn't rush through it either way. I mean, I'm going to be here an extra year. It is what it is. I want to get my degree. But, it's a lot of work. It fucking sucks. I hate it. I wake up every day and I'm like, super stressed out. And also another thing, too, is the people. The people in college fucking suck. They're all stupid. one, or at least you think that they're stupid, and then you're the stupid one, which is something that can happen that they don't tell you. But yeah, no, they're young people who are very opinionated and very intelligent, who have never experienced real life and want to solve all of life's like problems, and then also they're just like everybody's competing for jockeying for some social position. It's all really dumb. I don't like the culture around college now, especially just because of like the way that it's become so divisive in terms of like politics and what you think and believe. I wouldn't recommend college to somebody who's like gonna be my age soon. I think that they should try some time out of college. For Connor, no, I think
Connor, would you recommend college to someone like our age who'd go into it?
Like they would start college now.
No, like someone coming out of high school. Would you recommend college?
I mean, it depends on the person. Like there's people for whom
exactly.
I would definitely be like,
brown hair.
Go for it.
Yeah, I shouldn't say blanket statements. I'll go back to what Connor's saying. I think it should be different for everybody. I think in hindsight, I should have probably taken a year off, and then I think that I should have handled my college experience differently for sure. But that's just like me speaking, I guess, from a place of regret, and that shouldn't be advice for everybody.
For me, like, I do think that, like, there's stuff that I've done in college that I'm like proud of having done, and I'm glad that I did it. But that, like, I know that if I had the chance to do that again, like, I feel like an old man now. Like, I don't want to do like put myself through some of the shit that I put myself through at the start of college.
Absolutely.
Like when you're like 18, 19, you're still running on that high of like not being a fucking depressed shithead like you were when you were a young teenager.
Yeah.
All this stuff.
Yeah,
So, like,
you haven't had your world shattered yet, basically. Yeah. Sorry to I keep cutting you off. My mistake, man.
No, I agree.
I completely agree with that.
If
your world gets shattered, there's no going back.
Yeah, I mean, you can, but it's just hard. You really got to be like, there's no going back to it the same way. You know, there's doing the same things and putting yourself through the motions, but your perception will permanently be changed forever. You know, that's the hardest part is like understanding what parts of yourself you need to leave behind in order to have the parts of you that you want to embrace like prosper, you know, and actually develop. And that's pretty hard, dude. Look at Michael, dude.
I feel like Michael is a representation of all of the stuff that we all need to leave behind right now.
Yeah. No, I think that's good though. We need somebody, right? Like I'm over here becoming an adult and it's fucking so depressing. I hate it.
Look, me and Michael were like, Michael used to be like the underground, like grunge meme lord, like.
Yeah, dude.
And now, like, I'm going down, you're going up.
No, dude, it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back. It already is. Like, I'm making memes for class, and what I'm starting to realize is like all of these memes that I'm making, like for class, and like these complicated. Like, I can screen share something with you if you want that I'm making right now. But yeah, so. It's so dumb, but it's like I'm realizing that like all of these conversations and all of these like intellectual exercises, engaging with like edgy memes or meme culture, or understanding like what ideas people value in form of memes, actually has some sort of significance in terms of like how it plays into the economy, which is what I'm starting to find out. And there is a component of memes that interact with the economy.
Naomi said, next thing you know, you're pushing 26 and watching some 21-year-olds shoot the shit.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm actually 22.
It's okay. Sometimes it happens later.
Oh.
So, but I did, yeah, right? Yeah, so what I did,
other than just,
yeah, so here we have, these are like Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, Karl Marx, all NPC memed. Ruth Bader Ginsburg with a wave and AirPods in the sans eye. Ben Shapiro and Gillette, and everybody's got AirPods. And then I drew this one out. This one was fucking... The one with Anita Sarkeesian, like right here in the corner,
Yeah, who is that?
Yeah, so Anita Sarkeesian is like a feminist media critic who, after her integration with EA, was like her integration with EA kind of led to the market failure of Battlefield 5. So I just gave her the hit or miss meme. And dude, I traced all of this shit. I drew all of that shit by hand.
What
and
does this mean?
I'm actually writing about it right now, but I wanted to create a snap. Like, my goal was to align all of these faces on the political spectrum from like liberal to conservative. And then I just memeified it in terms of like how the internet perceives these sorts of things. So like everybody, but also like each one kind of has their own like fallacy to it. So like Donald Trump, like Donald Trump's rhetoric of like MAGA and stuff like that can also be considered part of the NPC meme just because it's really repetitive and you're kind of just reciting shit that other people say. Same thing with like what Hillary Clinton was saying in 2016, and also like the argument that real communism has never been tried yet. And then over here, it's like Adam Smith, who's I guess the father of like modern capitalism and laissez-faire. So he's the farthest right. And then obviously Karl Marx, then neo-feminist and Marxist, Anita Sarkeesian, Hillary Clinton, Jordan Peterson, who people describe as alt-right, but is actually a social democrat and for a long time was a socialist. And then there's Ruth Bader Ginsburg, which kind of sits in the middle between these two forces because she's holding the current Supreme Court justice seat, the next one up, and she's vowed to stay in the Supreme Court until she dies, so Trump never gets it. Then you have Alexander Solzhenitsyn, who wrote the Gulag Archipelago, which was the book that allowed like American political philosophers to like understand what would happen in the gulags in Soviet Russia and how the Soviet Union deteriorated firsthand. Sam Harris, who is an atheist and a conservative who has incredibly staunch stances against the integration of Islam with Western culture. Ben Shapiro, who's Orthodox Jewish, and everybody knows Ben Shapiro. But essentially, he's made all. So anyway, I kind of just like took this snapshot of what I thought the internet was like right now, and then added Fortnite to it because Fortnite is always an out of place meme, and everything needs battle royale. But yeah, that's what I've been doing for school. It's kind of fun. But here, let me unscreen. How do I unscreen share? Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, cool. Wow. But yeah, what do you? Yeah, that's what I've been up to.
That was really epic.
Thanks, man. I really wanted to default dance on it. You know. Yeah. Yeah. What have you been up to, Michael? Oh wait, I can watch it. You can watch it online.
Check all the streams.
Yeah. Have you been doing your timestamps?
Yeah. Everything up to the only interesting day in the past couple of days has been I guess like 2 days ago. I went out and there were some really funny moments there, but everything else has been boring.
Dude, it's been a pretty boring week.
Why did you change channels?
I got banned from streaming for a copyright violation.
Really?
Yeah. You had watched like an entire episode of a show, right? And then they copy striked your channel.
It was the audio from the show caught an algorithm, and they said 90 days no live streaming. And I was like,
really?
Wow.
That's crazy.
I was like,
yeah.
And I pulled the gun out and I made a new account with that gun. So
yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. Yo, what are those Xbox games you have? Let's go through those.
Those are all Boston's, they're not mine.
Let's go through them.
Okay, so these ones are green, and then there are a couple. What did you think?
That was good.
I didn't like it.
Connor, did you have any? Shut up!
Yeah, I didn't like that very much at all. I think I'm going to go pretty soon.
I hated that. That was awful. So bad.
I was actually really having a pleasant time. It was like a bubble bath of public attention, and then all of a sudden, out of this bubble bath and threw a bunch of Xbox games at me.
Yeah.
a fucking baseball automatic pitching machine full of Xbox discs.
Just to the face, one after another.
Yeah, exactly.
Brutal.
Felt like years.
Over years, times, crazy spans of time. Let's see, hold on. I got Facebook notifications going on.
You guys are two of the funniest people I've met in my whole life. And I feel like one place.
That's funny because I feel like we're doing a terrible job at the moment.
What do you mean?
Honestly, I'm going through a very, very, very sad breakup right now, and I feel not very funny. So I appreciate.
Are you actually?
Yeah.
Oh.
I had a terrible day. I had the worst day ever. And it's still gonna get worse. That's the thing, is the rest of this week is just gonna be shit for me. I got schoolwork every day. Everybody hates me. I hate myself.
It really says a lot about humor that, like, all that's going on right now is just Mike is saying, I had a really shitty day, and it's only going to get worse. And I'm like, my girlfriend and I, who I live with, are breaking up. And you're just pissing yourself.
Yeah.
Yo, Naomi said you compliment each other well.
Yeah. God, I hope so at this point, right? Doing something wrong if it's not happening like that. Dude, fuck. Like,
wait, Connor, can I ask you a question before we get too deep into it? And I want both of your advice on this, because you're probably two of the smarter people in this realm. I want to download YouTube videos that they won't allow me to download because they have copyrighted material in that. Do you guys know ways around that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, screen record it.
Do you know ways besides screen recording? I
mean, here, don't, you didn't hear it from me because I've only heard of other people doing this. I would never do this myself. But a big thing you can do is you can have OBS, which is a free broadcast service for streaming online, which I really think is how we should start doing these talks, because you can add like transition effects and like intros, and you kind of develop a show. But anyway, so you can download that, and then you can record your screen based in whatever codecs and encoder you want, and whatever resolution you're able to do. And then all I do is I just start record. I have it hotkeyed to F9 when OBS is open. I hit F9, it starts to record, and then I play the YouTube video.
Does it get the audio perfect? Like, is it like?
Yeah, because you can record multiple audio tracks. So the default audio tracks are your input microphone and your desktop audio, and you can control those levels as well. It's a really robust program. Like, I'm surprised that you don't have this yet, Michael. It's like these.
I have OBS, but
OBS like 64. So what is your OBS? Is it Streamlabs or is it regular OBS?
Just OBS.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the one. The little black circle
Beyblade.
with the Beyblade. Yeah. Dude, I love Beyblades, man.
Okay,
back in the day, man.
It sounds like you guys have answers to that one, so now I'm gonna ask another one. Well, I also have two here.
I gotta stop biting my nails.
I want to make the wires keep like falling or like moving, and then my camera glitches. And I was thinking about soldering them into place. Is that a bad idea?
That's a bad idea. Yeah. How are they mounted without tape?
I mean, they're just in, but they just shake around a little bit, and the tape, like, they still shake around a little bit once in a while.
Is there any way you can tighten it up?
What you want is JB Quick.
What is that?
JB Quick is like this non-conductive, like polymer glue that you can just kind of stick on shit, and it makes it all like kind of structurally sound, and basically like is like strain relief for wires. Like, we use it on the rockets.
Oh, you make rockets?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like model rockets or full-fledged?
I mean, they're not on like big magazines, but they're models.
That's cool.
Oh, you mean
That's
like
awesome.
like it's by size? No, they're pretty big.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, we're trying to be the first group to go to space.
No way. That's fucking crazy. That sounds awesome. I love rockets. I love rockets. I can't get enough, dude. I just want to, dude, if I could blast off, I would fucking blast off. Like, if they were like, yo, you're going to be one of the 200 people to go to Mars and die on it. I'm like, yeah, fucking sign me up. I'm gone. I love it. I hate it here. All you fuckers suck. I'm out. I'm leaving. Fuck you guys.
We were talking about this with somebody earlier about how like what if like the premise was you get to Mars and then you open the fridge and you open it and it's just Coors Light, and then you turn around and the BFR is taken off and you're like, no. And that was the premise of the conversation.
Is that because you guys don't like Coors Light?
I guess so. I don't drink beer, so I don't really understand.
Dude, if there was a refrigerator of Coors Light on Mars right now, and they were gonna send me to it, I'd be like, yeah. They'd be like, how are you getting back? Who gives a fuck? I'm gonna be blackout drunk. I'll die on Mars.
Yeah. If there's a place to black out and die, it's absolutely Mars.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like we're having a moment of groupthink right now. Michael did just say that he wants to black out and die on Mars. I think it's not a thing that most people would say.
I'm down. Sign me up. Where do I get my little space boots and my little space helmet? Yeah.
Walmart. Superstore. It's like a superstore but bigger. They got a lot of them stacked on top. It's like a cube has like a tesseract.
Yo, dude, it's someday it's gonna be that standardized though. Like you're gonna go to Space Walmart and be like, "Fuck, I got holes in my space boots." You know?
True. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm waiting on that, dude. 30 more years.
I just wanted to send my mother to Mars or my daughter to Mars University, but it's a little expensive. You know.
Am I gonna have problems with my wires if I did that? Would that mess up some of like the?
No, he said it doesn't mess with conductivity, but I think the issue is that once you, if I'm not mistaken, I think that once you epoxy those mother hubbers in there, they're not coming out.
Yep, definitely.
Like you can't. You if you have to replace the wire, you have to replace the camera.
Yeah,
just like
that's a lot. But I don't care about that. I'm never gonna have to replace them, or if I do, I'll buy another camera. But I only care.
I don't know if you want to make that commitment now.
It's not that. It's like you guys know way more about like circuits and stuff. Like, do you think that would mess if I soldered it? Would that mess something up? Like if I just it was in there, I just like put it.
Yeah, but very very strong possibility. Yes.
But you're asking the wrong question. No, you're asking the wrong question. Like the question you should be asking is how do I find a possible solution where I can keep these wires in place so that they don't move when my body moves, but also is removable so that if I need to change out parts, I can. Like you always want to err on the side of interchangeable parts because it's just going to happen. Yeah, dab on it.
I agree with that. I think what you need is a 3D printed strain relief mount.
Yeah, that does sound like exactly what I need.
Yeah.
Well, you could get. Cool if you had that.
You could get. You know what you could
do? Shut up, dude. Your girlfriend's breaking up with you.
Shut up. Yeah. Shut up. You know what you could do is you could do you could get some wire. And you could like wrap the wires around the camera and then epoxy like the little wire that you have to the actual cable and then pull them taut towards it. And then you'll also have like this little like space where the wire can be taut and like wire will be taut and it won't move, but then also will be flexible after this one point. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think I know what you're saying.
Here, I'm going to screen share and I'll draw it out. I'm going to draw it out on paint.
Can you give it waves and AirPods?
Yeah. Oh, dude, do I not have paint? Hold on.
Yo, I think Naomi is down to go to Mars with us.
Yeah, she said it sounds like a peaceful way to go. But she's not wrong.
We're doing it.
We're doing it now. Right, so here's paint. Paint is one of the premier design programs, like design CAD software in the world ever. So, okay, here we go. Here's paint. So what I'm thinking is you got your camera. Oh, Jesus.
My camera doesn't look like that.
Shut up. You got your camera. And then, yeah, don't argue. You sound like an idiot when you say stuff. Sound dumb. Don't talk. All right, hold on. So here we got our camera here, and then we have our cables, which like run up to here, and then they come into the little guy, right? What you do, Michael, pay attention. It's very important. It's very, very important drawing. If you kind of squint, it looks like a camera, is what Naomi said. So you have your camera mount.
Sorry, Naomi.
And then you have your strap for your backpack here. What you do is you get a little wire that wraps around the camera like this, and then you move them back so that they can wrap around the cables like this, and then what you do is you glue them in there with epoxy, and then these are nice and taut, like right in here, and then you also have some ways that your camera can flex, like the wires can flex this way or that way over your shoulder.
All right, I think I got it. I think I know the ultimate kind of realization of this idea is you just, instead of these like wires, just use zip ties. Like do exactly what you described, but just make 2 little tiny zip ties that are really tight around the wires, and then more zip ties that are pulled tight between the like zip ties that connect the 2 bands. Like make one big zip tie around the camera, or like a piece of yarn or something, and then individual zip ties around the wires, and then zip tie those 2 pairs together.
So
it's easier than wires.
So you could you could do that with zip ties. You could use 2 zip ties and a popsicle stick and some epoxy too.
I need to I only want to do it. I'm only interested in doing it with crafts I can pick up from Michael's.
You're basically making splints. You're basically making splints for your 2 wires. So you should just go to Michael's Arts and Crafts and make two splints for your wires.
I would be uninterested in projects that I can't get the materials from a CVS pharmacy.
Get zip
ties. Like literally zip ties and popsicle sticks and Elmer's glue.
The sole element of my interest is in materials from which I could get from the inside of a boar.
Okay, so you're gonna want to dry out that stomach. You're gonna use that stomach to wrap a tie around the wires.
Oh.
Any other questions?
I want to use space particles.
All right, look, you're gonna have a hard time. And at that point, you might as well go to Mars and black out.
I'm just gonna solder it. You guys haven't convinced me,
dude. No, you're gonna ruin your entire stream.
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, you got it. That doesn't happen often, does it? I haven't noticed it.
No, it was bad in the beginning. Since I taped it up really hard, and like it's been better, but I just want like a more permanent solution.
Very cool, very cool. High fives all around. Yeah.
Thank you, Kanye. Very cool.
Thank you, Kanye. I love it. I love it, man. I love Kanye.
I got all these beans.
And Naomi said, she said, if you squint, it kind of looks like a... Oh, he said, don't be so harsh, haha. I think you can get epoxy anywhere. Yeah, and then she high-fived.
High five.
High five. Very nice. Yo, dude, have you seen that movie since like 2003? When did Borat come out?
Only glimpses on like public televisions.
Dude, that movie is edgy as fuck, dude.
Yeah,
forgot how edgy that movie is.
Into a convention hall.
Yeah. Man, I wish I could be nude and run into a convention hall unwarranted.
I don't know you that well, but you want to do that?
Wait. Yeah, no, I do. I'm telling the truth.
Bachurski, Did you know that Conor goes to USC?
No way.
No
way.
Wait a second.
Naomi said that Borat came out in 2016. She was 13 at the time. Or 2006, not 16.
I was like,
dude, that movie would never come out in 2006. Yeah. But yeah, you go to USC?
No.
Oh, cool. Well, good for you.
Congratulations. It's a very good school.
I'll just keep talking like I'm not listening.
It's very difficult to get into that school. I'm very impressed by you.
Not USC. It's very difficult to get into not USC. You want to talk about some news? We got news, I think.
You're part of an alumni network.
An alumni network that is never going to help you. And can only be there to judge you and damage you. Okay. News. RNC Trump district poll. Trump is unpopular. Ooh,
can we talk about that one for like 15 minutes or so?
It's from Vox Media. Like we're not.
Would you guys be interested in talking about that one for like 15, 25 minutes?
No. No. Fuck no. All right, I clicked on it. New RNC poll.
So what are your thoughts on that?
Fun as good news for Trump is actually full of terrible news for Trump. Well, the public, I don't trust Vox. That's my problem.
What do you guys think about that?
Well, I want to make one thing clear and one thing only. Is that my computer's at 2% and about to die.
Get a charger, get a charger, get a charger.
You know, it's kind of like the whole beer on Mars thing, you know? I'm going to die, but at least I got beer.
Get a charge, get your charger. Minnesota man arrested after wife reportedly found dead in home. Deep freeze descends on several states as winter drops to incredible lows. Exclusive. Dems on key House panel to strike God oath from God oath draft shown. So Democrats want to strike the swearing on the Bible part of the oath in the United States.
I like the headline as worded. Like, I just like the word strike God oath. Like, that definitely sounds like something really important going on in government.
Yeah, it's like a language change that ultimately, because the thing is you can already swear on, you can literally already swear on any book. You can swear on any book. Yeah, you don't have to swear on fucking Bible. Like,
there's
you don't have
so many options available to me now.
Yeah, like you could totally
like in court.
Yeah, like if I wanted to, I could swear on like advanced mechanics of materials with applied elasticity.
Could you imagine someone who's like an atheist is in a courtroom and they're like, okay, yeah, like I swear.
Yeah. Okay. I swear on the calculus too.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm touching the Bible.
Yeah. I swear on advanced calculus 2 that I am going to tell the truth.
Did you guys know that atheists
diary would be good.
There was like a Pew Global Data study, and they found out that atheists don't exist.
Wow. Like nobody actually doesn't believe in a higher power? Like, what do you mean?
Isn't that crazy?
Dude, that's fucking crazy.
You'd think so. It's like you'd think.
It's almost hard to believe.
It is at first.
Dude, it's starting. I think they're out there, man. I think they're out there for sure. I think our God is not even like
specific evidence of atheists, but
yeah, dude. Like even as even
there's like
the thing is though that the Big Bang is theory enough to automatically be like, yeah, dude, something fucking huge made that. What was that? You know. And I think that would be pretty crazy to see, like if there was some not big dude in the sky, but if there was like an advanced species that is like running simulations to prototype testing on like certain political ideologies and ideas, and they do it in like where the lab rats. That would make sense. Trump administration begins remain in Mexico policy. Sending asylum seekers back.
Topic change.
I'm sorry, I just read that headline and I was like, the policy is remain in Mexico. Like, that's the policy that they prescribed. It's just a dumb policy name. Yeah, dude, I totally believe in aliens, man. I'm telling you, man. There's fucking dimensions to life, man, and the globalist elite are they're at the top dimension right now, and they're trying to come down and infect our waters with a bunch of chemicals which turn amphibians homosexual, and that's that's what we're facing right now.
I've been trying a little experiment of like nodding my head back and forth for the last 15 minutes, and I feel way more comfortable with everything that everyone's saying right now than I used to.
Just keep nodding.
If anyone were to look back on this,
so like
I could have either been disagreeing or agreeing. Yeah.
Dude, no, I think I that was obviously a nod at Alex Jones, the globalist, whatever. But I think if you don't think it is, then you're being stupid. But I think there's definitely got to be like fucking aliens out there. You're being stupid. I am being stupid. There's got to be aliens out there.
Shut up. You're stupid.
Shut up. There's for sure has to be fucking aliens. Yeah, dude. You hear about that one? I forget what it was called, but it was like happened like a few weeks ago. There was that one asteroid that they saw that like went by Earth that could have been a spaceship, but they don't really know what it is. Like that's how blind we are. We literally have no fucking idea. We're like, it could have been a rock, or it could have been an advanced civilization coming to check us out. I think it was object. I'm gonna look up object flies.
It was a very long, thin cigar-shaped object.
Yeah, object.
Was it a cigar?
Yeah,
I think so.
It was a cigar-shaped object flying at like relativistic velocities past the sun. It's just a cigar.
Yeah, it's just a cigar. Asteroid watch. About
Freud said that.
Interstellar visitor. What is it called? This is on space.com. Interstellar visitor. It's called. Oh yeah. Oh. What is it? Ohhmouyuama. Oh, what the fuck? What is it?
Uwu.
Yeah, uwu. Yeah, so basically this object, I don't know what this name is there. How do you say it phonetically? But it's ohmyuama. Fuck it, I'm not gonna. Should have never left home, theorists said.
You guys know how there's like. You guys know how there's like that thing where you keep the labels on your hat?
Yeah.
Well, I've done that for my pants.
Let me see.
Oh, my screen turned off.
Like the size thing, or what's the label? Oh, this is gonna be uncomfortable. This is more extreme than I first expected.
It's pronounced Ohhmouyuama. Was discovered October 19th, 2017 using NASA.
I have reason to believe that Conor is Ohhmouyuama.
I want it as a firm policy that the United States will not capitulate with Ohhmouyuama's demands. We will not negotiate with Ohhmouyuama. Yo, Conor's gone, dude. Conor died.
Conor said his laptop died.
Oh, man.
Poopy butt.
Damn. Poopy butt, dude.
Dude, what'd you think of him?
Good guy. I feel bad that he broke up with his girlfriend. That's always hard. I feel like he wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, he's the best.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Ohhmouyuama. Hold on.
As much as I like him, I have my concerns about his ties with Ohhmouyuama.
I am Ohhmouyuama. I have come to steal all of your bolognese.
Your what?
Your bolognese sauce and talk to you about how to get a victory royale. It's not that I've never gotten a victory royale, it's just I want to know if you guys have gotten one too, and so I just want to know if you both know the same things about it. I have gotten them in the past. That's what I have gotten them. I'm not lying.
Yeah, it looks like we got a foreign object coming into the stratosphere now.
sent transmission says like it says his name is Ohhmouyuama. Yeah, fuck that guy. He's kind of weird. I don't know, man. I think he's all right. I don't mind him. No. I'm really not feeling, having him. He's gonna come in here and he's immediately gonna ask about Fortnite. So I just kind of want to dismantle that situation before it comes in. Okay, I'll let him down. I'll let him down easy. I'll let him down easy. What did they say? No, yeah, so I asked the guys, and, they were just kind of like, you've been spending a lot of time, stratosphere, and we were wondering, like, you kind of have, like, communication satellites and stuff that you're interfering with, so. Oh, okay, I totally understand. If I'm overseeing, I welcome you. No, it's not that. It's just it's more complicated than that, and you would just appreciate some distance. Yeah, no, fine. I'll head back the other way. I guess I'll see you guys maybe next week. Yeah. You try to come around. Absolutely.
Yeah, there we go. Good soundbite.
That was excellent.
Thanks, man.
That titillated me.
Titillated? Titillated? Naomi said a few things. LOL, Connor, time to remove the tags. That can't be good for his mental health. Yeah, I think breakups are definitely difficult for young guys to go through. Young guys take it harder than girls for sure. But yeah. Michael.
Dude, I'm so glad you guys met.
Yeah, I'm glad we met too. I'm excited. Man, he sounded really down. I want to get him out of that slump, man. Dude, it's hard to get out of that slump, man. That's a hard slump to get out of. It's not an easy slump to get out of. I'll tell you what. I was dumped hard one time. Like really hard one time, and I did not take it very well.
Was this in college?
No, in college I did some of the heartbreaking, but when I was younger and I don't know, I just didn't. I kind of took it super personally, and I think at the expense of maybe some of my dignity. But also the college heartbreaking comment is also entirely untrue.
I don't know if you're if you want to talk about this, but what ended up happening with that situation that the one that I talked to you about, I met her when I was out there.
Oh, the female I was dating, last time we were out there.
Yeah.
I just I've been going through a super transitional phase. I don't really know myself, and I didn't really want her to be around that. And I also knew that she was kind of I also knew that I think we were both together for the wrong reasons, which is not good. But yeah, so Naomi said, I've never been dumped, but I was cheated on with all my friends. That's kind of how I was dumped, Naomi. I understand. So that threw me for a loop, and I had a hard time trusting men for years. Yeah. I mean, I was in the same, very similar position. I understand that. That's brutal. It's hard to trust people anyway, let alone when they earn your trust through intimacy and then completely destroy everything that you thought about them. That's difficult. But yeah. What about you, Michael?
I had a similar situation. I don't think I technically got cheated on, but it was a very lower. The stakes weren't as high. It was in 6th grade, and it was a girl that I was dating, and I got broken up with, which was very much my fault. I wasn't talking to her, but I was really surprised, and I was definitely sad. But it was also the beginning. It was the beginning of middle school, so there's really not like a lot to lose at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, when you're in a relationship in high school, like it's so important.
Yeah. It's a really big deal.
Like a huge deal for people that age. And Naomi says he also got her pregnant, which was the icing on the cake. Classic, dude.
Damn, that's gonna whack.
Yeah, dude. That kid's gonna be fucked up. That kid's if his consummation started with distrust, dude. Ooh, that kid's gonna be fucked, dude. Dude, I took a you should try taking this thing too. It's called the ACE questionnaire, and it talks about how stressful of a childhood like you've had, and you get to compare it in a like scale of 1 to 8.
What was yours?
Fucking 1 to 9, 1 to 10. Mine was fucking 8. It was super high, and it's like I was really, really concerned about it because I might have just been a little biased when filling it out, but it was definitely high. I don't really like to talk about my childhood, although I wish I could. But there was a lot of good stuff that happened in my childhood, but there were some pretty key events that I don't know. I don't really like to bring up or talk about, you know. So it's difficult to hear that because basically what it is like a scale of 1 to 10 of how fucked up or how fucked you are, which is always kind of like brutal to hear, but also it allows you to really pinpoint the issues that do affect you. So that's good. But I don't know, man. I've been having a pretty tough time recently. And kind of just for things that I brought about upon myself, not really for anything else. But it's definitely been tough. So, but I'm not like I'm not shying away from my issues. It's just hard to deal with. I wouldn't really like wish it on other people, you know. So that is what it is. I don't know though. There's a lot of good stuff that's happening. There's a lot of good times. But dude, this whole like borderline thing is really intense, and it's been affecting me, I think, more than I would give credit to, which is pretty hard. Naomi says, as cliche as it sounds, the tough shit that we went through, especially as children, from who we are today. She's writing, I think.
I think she's saying form who we are today.
Oh, form. I read that wrong. I can't read. Form who we are today. Yeah. Yeah, that's absolutely true. That's for certain, and it's hard to wrap your head around it because you really do think that you're your own person. No, it's difficult to come to terms with those things and confront them head on, though. Sorry for my rambling. There's nothing to apologize for, first off, but also, yeah, no, the only really way to approach those issues is to talk about them head on, because if they affect you and you're not acknowledging them, you're underplaying their value, and if they were so formative, then you're underplaying, like, you know, I guess yourself, or you're not really knowing yourself or where you come from. And also, I think the reason that we ignore them too is because we want to like delineate ourselves from those things that affected us so that we don't repeat them, you know, even though they were taught to us, which I think is like really hard and scary. You know, like you're really not a clean slate, even though how many times you try to be. But I think if you work on it, or at least I would like to think if you work on it, or I hope that if you work on it, you know, it becomes better. But it's hard. I don't feel like I really. Yeah, she agrees. I don't feel like I really I feel super out of place, and I don't feel like I really know myself. And I am. It's for a period of time I was happy, but now as I delve more into my issues, you know, like through treatment, I've started to realize that, you know, I've been ignoring them for so long that I've forgotten like who I am, and I feel super, super out of place, and I don't have a lot of answers. But I know that I don't want to be the person that I was, and that I want to try to fix the situations that I brought upon myself.
At what point, like when you say you don't want to be the person that you were, at what point is that person that you're talking about?
I would say the kid who like caused more problems than he solved, or was the kid who was disrespectful. The kid who was like had like an incredibly high ego and was super self-absorbed. And also the person who like medicated themselves through the use of recreational substances, because it made them not think about who they are, you know. And then because the thing is when you do that, like drugs are illegal because drugs are really fucking good. And like, so, you know, like in the past I've turned to drugs and alcohol to kind of solve my problems. You know, like it's not that the problems aren't starting, it's that you just don't care about them because you're like getting fucked up. And you know, that's what getting fucked up does. It helps you forget about that kind of shit for a bit and just turn your mind off, because it just like keeps racing. But those problems that you develop, like they don't go away. Like they're still there, you know? And so, now I obviously had a lot of issues with anger and how I perceived and self-perception, how I perceive myself. And I still do. Probably less of anger now. Like, I'm not a very angry person, although I do have a very distorted and messed up self-image. But I think my biggest thing is what I really want to be is just a good person, you know. And I think, you know, becoming a good person involves me becoming the best version of myself that I can be, or at least giving my best to try it. You know, going through treatment to solve my issues so that they don't affect the people around me or cause problems with the people around me. And then, you know, hopefully maybe get to a place where I can help other people, you know, work through the similar issues that they have that I had. But, you know, like I'm still trying to have fun, and I'm still trying to, you know, have a college experience, but I feel like my entire college experience has somewhat been diminished by a lot of these issues. But I am happy that I'm doing it now and I'm not waiting anymore. Because for a long period of time I waited, and I had to find a way to admit to myself that I needed help. And like, you're not going to want to receive any help until you admit to it, that you want to receive help. But yeah. Amy says, "Wow, this is somewhat of group therapy. I can relate. I definitely had a downward spiral in August of 2015. I just really started feeling like myself 2 years ago." You're low key making me tear up. My intention is not to draw pity and make people cry for me. But I can relate to that. You know, I think it's really hard to even understand like who yourself is to get a point to where you can feel like it, and it's not something you're given. It's kind of something that you're told, and a lot of your formative stuff is like it just it's out of your control, and that's the brutal part of it, you know. Like I remember when I was really young, like I would always be like, yo, like I never asked to be born, and I would say that kind of shit to my parents because I really didn't. And you know, it seemed like a lot of their problems kind of came onto my lap. And I wish that wasn't the case, but it is the case, and I wish I wasn't going through what I'm going through now. But I think at the end of the day, if I'm careful and if I'm lucky, I keep a good head on my shoulders, I can kind of navigate my way out of it. And you know, there's always going to be people who are mad at you, no matter what you do or what you say. People are just mad in general. You know, everybody else has their own paradigm and perception of life based on their own formation and their beliefs and thoughts about life. And that doesn't necessarily mean they're right, you know, but also too, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're right. So, you know, make a life that's comprehensive to you, and then, you know, try to understand like life from that sense. And, you know, just, that's I guess what I'm trying to do right now is make a life that is comprehensive. And, you know, like if you're not doing it for you.
By comprehensive, do you mean like a life that you understand?
Literally, yeah. I think that's the most sought after thing ever. Like when everybody goes like, what's the meaning of life? What's this? They think that there's one answer to it. And I think the answer to that is develop a life in which you can comprehend and understand. Because when you're in the territory of like, you don't comprehend things or you're unable to understand them, you know, it gets really chaotic and you don't know why you're doing things anymore. But I think, you know, it's like, make a life that you can comprehend and understand, and you know, stand up. You should be doing it for yourself because you should want it for yourself, but it's really hard to do that. So initially, you have to look at the people who you really care about, and the people around you, and you have to kind of do it for them. You know, and you know that's like when I'm getting down on myself and I don't know if I can do things, I start to think about those people who have been advocating for me and supporting me and do want the best for me. And I think about those people instead of or at least I try to, instead of the people who, you know, thinking about them upsets me. But being young's hard because there's a lot of noise going around. You don't really know what's what or what to believe. And you just want to be the best out of everybody around you because you're constantly being compared to everybody else around you. Even if you think that you're not, you are. Also by other people too. It's more empathy than pity because I remember feeling similar. Yeah. I'm trying to get on the tail end of it. I think I'm starting to, but it's really hard. And I think that there's still like some work that needs to be done. But I'm trying to take it one day at a time and try to make marginal adjustments each day to take my big problems and make them into bite-sized pieces.
I think it's good to be able to think about it in terms of the future. Like, it's so easy to get like lost in your problems, and like being able to think like, you know, it's not always going to be like this. That's such a valuable mindset to be able to tap into a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And it's like, I think my dad put it the best way that I've ever heard it is like, two things he always told me is that life is about risk and reward. You know, what are you willing to risk and what is the reward? And then also too, one of the things that he said was 80% of your problems will be solved with time. And then the other 15% are where you actually really have to put in the work, or the other 20% are where you really have to put in the work. And those problems and those challenges are the most important ones. And prioritizing that is really hard. You know, because the idea of like becoming more intelligent happens with age, like becoming taller, like all those issues that you worry about when you're a kid. And even as an adult, you know, like, am I going to find somebody, stuff like that. Like all of those answers get solved in time. But the other ones that are more about you, that are really legitimately within your control, those are the ones that I think are really important. I was very fortunate because even though I had a stressful life, I also had a really dynamic life that I was forced to adapt to, that happened in stages where things changed over time. So I was really able to understand that idea that things change, people change, environments change, and kind of start to use that understanding to shape the future that I wanted to create for myself. And I think that that's what brought me to USC, but I think it also came at a really distinct cost, because I had put off all the issues that really did affect me and started to get lost in the thick of thin things. So, like come now, and it's, I come into college and I'm just doing school and I'm doing well, but then I realize that like I've never had fun, or I can't relate to people my age. And I start to try drugs and alcohol and like amphetamines and like cannabis is one of the most dangerous combinations for people in their late teens or early 20s for psychotic breaks. And I would do that kind of stuff all the time. And I completely lost my mind. I went crazy. And college like totally kicked my ass, but like it's okay. Like everybody picks a path, and my path that I chose like was to not get kicked out of school and to give it my best shot to see if I can graduate. And that doesn't make me any better or worse than anybody. It just is the way that it is, and that's it. But yeah, dude, that's my spiel, man. What are you thinking right now?
I'm not thinking about anything.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Been like clouding over my head a lot. Ohhmouyuama. Ohhmouyuama. What do you think about artificial intelligence?
I don't know enough about it to have a valuable opinion.
What do you like have opinions on?
Things that I know a lot about.
Like a video?
Yeah. I have a lot of opinions on video.
Like what?
Well, ask me something.
Do you think what do you think about PewDIePie? Like, do you think like he's yeah.
I think PewDIePie, I think his evolution and his growth originally resulted from traits of his personality that were good and an algorithmic flaw that gave him a lot of rocket fuel in his pants that shot him to like the 50 million or whatever so point. And I think that now he has completely and perfectly just aligned, like, out of luck, but also out of like those traits in his personality that got him here, now are just in the absolute perfect place. He's in the perfect place. His editor is perfect. Like everything is just so right with the zeitgeist of YouTube's energy and like meme culture and just society's culture in general and critiquing it, that he is like an absolute asteroid, like a flaming asteroid of like just like success right now.
Yeah. I think it's because he's just as honest as he possibly can be.
Yeah. Such a turn in his character. Like he used to be playing a character big time, and now it's like it's almost when he stopped caring. He talked about this, like when he stopped caring about his channel, when he's like, I'm just gonna do whatever I want to do. That's when his channel, like that's when I started watching, and I was like, oh, this is actually like good.
Yeah.
And then it became great, and now it's like my favorite channel to watch.
Yeah. Dude, I wish I could document like my that's kind of what I want to do, is document my evolution, but I don't know, what's ever going to happen with that. But
your evolution as
an artist, as a person. The same thing with what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
It's like you're not doing a stream because you want to stay Michael Gerry forever.
Yeah.
Right? It's like you want to see where Michael Gerry goes, and you also want to document every single part of it because you think something could happen substantial enough or is important enough to change your path at any given time.
100%.
And I'm in the same boat.
That's kind of a big deal.
It is a big deal. I wish I had more time because I would be making shit for this kind of stuff all the time. I wanted to get that fucking voiceover intro like thing out today, and I wasn't able to do it because I'm just so busy with other shit. Immediately after I get off this stream, I'm gonna be fucking going back to that work.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
So I look at people. So I have like a couple friends on like like I guess on a lot of different sides of society's boundaries. I would consider myself like pretty outside them, and then there's people who like fluctuate. And I've watched Ethan like I would say like fluctuate, but like he's definitely nearing towards he's going the more traditional route, or like he has been. He gets serious about school, and like he's like thinking about financial jobs and stuff, and like getting the 9-to-5, paying off his student loans, like maybe marrying Megan, like that type of stuff. And then I see you, who's like similar personality to me and Ethan, like crazy mind, like crazy ideas that other people don't think. And I see right now you're definitely taking you're definitely moving towards the direction of like a more stable life, right? Like more traditional things. Would seeing like theoretically, would seeing Ethan, like if he veered off, Ethan goes AWOL, Ethan changes everything, would that make you like rethink what you're doing at all, or would that make you question the traditional
Every time
route?
that happens, I rethink it. Every time that happens, I rethink it. Every single time.
Like every time that
every time I interact with you, I think about it.
Every time you interact with
you. Every time I interact with you, I think about that possibility. And what I've realized for myself is that it's become hard for me to admit, but I'm at USC because I want a USC degree. And I do want to have a job, and I do want to learn and work on myself so that one day I can start my own company, and own my own business and do my own thing. And debt-wise, there's a few things that kind of cushion my blow, the blow to my wallet because of debt. And, I'm more thinking about, it's hard because I'm trying to think about post-college Michael while also trying to balance the present college Michael. And I think what you're afraid of is you're afraid of, one, losing your friends because they pick a different route than you. And also, two, you're concerned about, like, if Ethan goes into what I'm doing, have I destroyed that opportunity for him? And I think the question to both of those, like the answer to both of those questions is no, right? Is because like me, I still want to be here and I still want to be a part of this. And I even want to put work into it and make it better, And I think Ethan, like that kind of like crazy stuff, like although you can suppress it, like it is who he is. And like I don't think he's going to be happy doing any of that stuff forever. I think he wants it because at this age we all want that kind of stability. But for me it was a thing of like I needed stability or I would have gotten kicked out of school. And like I really wanted to get a degree because I think for somebody who came from the past that I came from, it'd be a substantial achievement. And I also think that all the work and effort that my parents have put into me would it'd be a good payoff to them as well. And I got here into the program that I did, and there's something to be said about that. So but I mean at the end of the day, like what I want to do is this, right? This is what I want to do. And I'm not going to try to stop. Like, I'll get a job. Like, I would get a job on the side to put effort into this. It's just an issue of, it's like, I need a degree to get some money. So, I think...
You don't actually, like...
respect my degree?
No. I mean, like, you're, like, a really talented person. Like, you could 100%... Like, I'm not trying to make a case for anti-college, but I'm saying like you individually, like you could obviously make money without a degree, right? Like off of your own talents and like
totally.
brain alone.
Totally. Like I know that to be a fact.
Yeah.
And like I've done it in the past. So I could take that route, but I could also do both. And that's what I've decided to do, is to do both. And the way that I look at it is, sorry, the tone of my voice changed because I do get excited about this idea. But yeah, that's the way that I've looked at it is I do.
Oh, Mike, your mic just cut. I can't hear anything. What do you think? Look at Paul's new Squirtle tattoo. What a conversational topic change, Naomi. Let me look at this Squirtle tattoo in the meantime. You're back.
Hey, yeah, sorry, dude. That application like does weird updates sometimes, and it'll cut off sometimes for some reason. But I haven't really figured it out why yet. But I do like the background noise reducer, like the reducer. But yeah, anyway, so that's my plan. Is like, there's some things. There's a few like there's like a debt from a summer session I have to cover. But it's only like $7,000. And then the other stuff, I'm working that out with my dad at the moment. And, his plan is to sell his house and move to Florida in like a little condo. Cause that's, he's like getting up there. He's like 61. So he's going, I want to find a place where like I can kind of just plant some roots.
Yeah.
My last to 20 years. So,
do you think it's like, because I know I thought about this with Ethan's life, like.
So for me, it's like after college, there's still freedom. Like I'm not tied down as much. Is what I'm trying to say.
For me, it's easy to be like, it's easy for me to get in the mindset of like, in my life, like my grandparents have a lot of money. My parents, like, they're doing well. Like they're middle class, probably like bordering on getting to like between the, I don't know, whatever. They make more money than most people.
Right.
And so for me, it's like, if I drop out of college and like something goes wrong, like I'm not going to be in a cardboard box and like my life isn't actually going to go to shit, Yeah. I have I have just a safety net still, even if I don't think about it, like it's still there.
Yeah. And I feel like even though my family's had some pretty substantial financial trouble in like the recent years, especially, like my mother still has a house, she has a kid and she's with somebody. And like my father has like a partner and he has a house. Like there's still that cushion there, Yeah. And like, and they're all advocating for me and they're all, trying to do their best to help me out. So like it's there, and I always thought about like doing it, but then I was like, nah, I should just keep going, and I should do it, to get the piece of paper. Yeah. Because like my program like was really hard to get into, and it's really selective. So it's like I should do it just to get the piece of. It wasn't like I was another finance or business student, right? It was like, no, you were one of 40 kids who were selected out of a pool of like several thousand. So like, this is a huge opportunity. And I was like, all right, well, fuck it. Like, that's the whole reason I came out here originally. Like I never thought I was going to get into the school. right? I had never even visited USC. I hadn't been to LA in like 10 years. And all of a sudden, this was the school that I was going to. And I had all of these issues from my past, you know? But like for me, yeah, you're right. It's always been there. So what I think is important is the things that we do now.
But what I'm asking is like, do you see the degree as more like you like hedging your bets and giving yourself like a safety net, you know, like beyond college and stuff? Like if you were to do something radical and like put 100% in, then like something might fuck up and like things go wrong. But like if you have a degree, then you do have a backup plan all the time. Is that what you see it as?
No, not at all. Because the thing is like my degree, right, isn't there's no jobs out there for my degree. My degree is a research major in which we do rapid prototyping and experimentation to develop installations or platforms or content or whatever the fuck, right? It's you're taking the best and brightest kids and putting them in a room together and making them work their ass off to make something that might, you know, get picked up by a company or invested in or something like that. Thank you for welcoming me back, Naomi. But like for me, what that means then is wow, I got into this really fucking awesome program. My parents did a lot of hard work to put me here. I did a lot of hard work to put me here. And even given my mental condition, if I graduated from the university, that would give me a sense of accomplishment, right? And yeah, it's important to look for jobs, but I haven't been looking for jobs. I'm in my 4th year. I haven't been looking for jobs because what I really want to do is this. So I'm not looking at it as like, yeah, it's always going to be there as a fallback. Like nobody, if I'm lucky enough to graduate, it's an accomplishment that nobody can take away from me. And everything that happened despite maybe potentially getting that, I got through it and I did it and I got the piece of paper. It's about walking across the stage and grabbing the piece of paper and taking it home. That's all it's about for me. I don't give a fuck about job opportunities. I don't give a shit about like making some sort of thing for whatever sort of thing. I want the piece of paper and then I want to make what I want to make, and I want to make shit that people want to watch and engage with, and I want them to have a good time. And I want to help people. Like I want to help you. I want to help you do, because I think that you're one of the people who has the biggest balls I've ever met in my life. Like big balls that hang around down by your ankles. And you know, like we are able to joke in that way, and we have done some pretty fucking crazy shit with a camera, you know? And I don't want that to go away because I think it's important. I just think we just got to find the audience. And I think in order to do that, we kind of have to do some of the things that other people do in the meantime to kind of put in that work and understand how we engage with platforms and stuff like that. And then over time, it should grow. That's how I look at that. That's my plan. That's my favorite plan. It's my number one favorite plan right there. And if I'm able to tap into the, you know, the resources that USC has to offer, what's wrong with that? But that's it. I'm not trying to be like some brainiac. I'm not trying to be the guy that gets all the job offers. I just want to get the piece of paper and I want to get out and I want to start. And if I'm lucky, next spring it'll happen. If I'm fortunate, I would like it to happen. If I'm fortunate enough to play my cards right, it'll happen. If I'm lucky. But if I dropped out or I failed out, I've been doing this for over a decade. That's the funny part, right? Is like I've been doing this since I was 10, 11 years old. And I also have had four, maybe 4.5, even like say a week before graduation, I had done something to get kicked out of USC. I still have over 4 years of education at an institution like this the network, and I still also have the talents that I've had my entire life. So that's the way that I look at that. And my thing is I want the piece of paper because I want to come back to these people, like all the professors who, not come back to them, that's not the right thing, but it's like those professors who, you know, said, oh, you're going to have a hard time, or you're a piece of shit, or like, you know, like your ideology doesn't particularly line up with my coursework, or the professors that have said, oh, you won't understand because you're a privileged man, or the professors, you know, who have said, I don't think that you'll be able to complete the rest of this program. I want to get the piece of paper because I want to say, fuck you. Yes, I can. It's an ego thing. It's not like, I'm not hedging my bets. I've never hedged my bets. Yeah, prove them wrong. Thank you, Naomi. Put it out into the universe and be proactive. Exactly. That's my plan. So it's not about hedging my bets and playing it safe. There's no safety in what I do. Like what we're doing is there's no safety in it, you know? Like we're putting ourselves out there for the world to see and to hold under scrutiny. We're putting ourselves into completely vulnerable positions because we're confident enough in ourselves and our ability and what we're speaking to just be okay with it. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think we're confident in ourselves. I think that's an interesting explanation. It's definitely different than what I thought.
Yeah, there's no like the school of thought like that I'm doing this to play it safe is like, no, I'm doing this to literally confront my issues and confront myself in its most vulnerable form, and then also increase my performance at that time. Like I want to perform well.
That's sick, man.
You know, I don't know about Ethan. I think Ethan wants to play it safe, but I don't think I don't know if he's going to be able to.
That's what. Yeah.
I mean, what do you want for Ethan? That's the question.
I want Ethan to like be happy, 100%, and like all I care about is like, I mean, dude, the only things in my life that literally make life worth living are like hanging out with my friends and like, you know,
right,
like talking to my friends, and so like,
right.
You know, I've got guys like I've got Ethan, and then Ethan's probably like my closest friend my whole life. I've got guys like you and like Clayton and like, you know, Connor and guys like that, and out on like that outer circle and stuff. But like my like the people who like really think the same way I do are the only ones who like make me want to be alive in the morning. You know what I mean?
Dude, I absolutely like talking to you for this last we're at 92 minutes. Talking to you for this last 92 minutes has given me a completely different outlook on life. Today, like I've been able to say what I need to say. I've been able to have talks like this, the conversations that I want to have.
Sam too. Sorry.
Yeah, Sam too. But yeah, I feel like some professors do that as a tactic to light a fire under your ass. Yeah, they do. They absolutely do. But some also do it because they're jealous, awful people who really are out to attack a certain ideology. It's true. It goes both ways.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But dude, yeah, no, like that's like I almost didn't do it because I had the other shit to worry about, you know, but like today, like I said, like talking to you, man, it lights up my day, and I'm excited. I'm excited for what happens when it's like the USC stuff is over, you know? Because then we're out in the world and we get to make whatever the fuck we want. We get to say whatever the fuck we want. Yeah. And, you know, like we really get to have a crack at doing some crazy shit, you know?
And that's what's going to be, dude, that's what's going to be interesting is like, it's guys like you and Ethan, like you're like, what do you want for Ethan? Like, dude, like I want you and I want Ethan, like I want y'all to like be able to reach your full potential and like have, you know, 100% options to do whatever the fuck you want. Because I know you guys are like, so like you guys are geniuses, you know? And like, I know that you guys can change the world, and it's just like I want that to be able to happen. Like that's all I want.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way about you. It's like you, Ethan, like everybody you've introduced me to right now. I see like I see a lot of untapped potential is what I look at it for. And it's like, I think that we're going to be able to pull it together. But I think the most important thing that matters is what we're doing right now. And it's like, we need to really put some effort into that, because I think it could be really, really big, Michael. I really do. Or at least bigger than it is now, we'll say. And that's little incrementation steps. But I feel the same way, man. You know who I had a conversation like this with that I didn't expect it from? I was at Casey's and I ran into Abby Pickett, and she started her own company, or she's working on her own company, and she I just didn't expect to hear from her. She was like, I want you to succeed. And I was like, thank you. I want you to succeed as well. And I think that there's a lot of people who are in the woodwork that we haven't really I think, because I've been having those conversations with a few different people, but there's a lot of people in the woodwork who want the same thing. And I think they'll become a part of that community, but we got to be the first people to start to really develop it. Me, Ethan, those guys. And, you want to talk about something I'm down to do it with school and put work into. I mean, that's number one, right? So I think what I should do is I should take a shower and then get back to work and catch up this week. And then next week it'll be a routine. Week 7 will be a little bit difficult, but because that's midterm season. But on the weekends, what I should really focus on is developing those graphics and shit for next Tuesday. That's my plan for the weekend. I don't want to be going out. I really don't want to be drinking. I don't want to be partying. I don't really give a fuck about that shit anymore. I'm 22 fucking years old. I'm ready to go, So I think the only people who are really stopping, you're already super busy. So because you're super, super busy and you have to keep this up 24 hours a day, it takes up a lot of your time naturally, automatically. I'm busy with school, but I'm busy at times in stages. So for me, it's I can do the auxiliary work of graphics, putting out the videos that we want to put out, and drawing, or at least trying to draw people towards it, but also, making it look better and that, and it's I think that's the way to go about it. But I really should finish these projects up. It's not going to take me too long.
Thanks for coming on.
No, we could go to 120.
Where are we at right now?
We're at 96.
I want to hit Chipotle before it closes as well. So
what time is it at your place?
It's 9:30 here, so I'd probably want to bounce in the next 10, 15.
Okay, well, we were talking about doing an hour and a half anyway, so that's fine. If you want, we could close it off now, and I'll update you about the stuff. I wanted to do it this weekend and stuff. It just didn't work out. My goal is to do it. I would like to do it this weekend coming up.
Dude, can I let you in on a secret?
Yeah, sure.
I don't care about any of that stuff at all, but if it happens, I'm totally down for it. But all I care about is that I'm really glad that you came on the stream today. This was a blast.
I'm really glad that I did too. And I'm sorry if I ate up a bunch of time talking about my problems.
You didn't. I mean, you didn't. There was no part in this conversation where I wasn't stimulated and having a good time and glad that Google Hangout was going on.
Yeah, dude, Google Hangout, man. Google Hangout saved my life today, man. LOL, Michael has ulterior motives. Chipotle is imperative. Agreed, graphics won't make the stream. Oh, man. That's what Naomi said. Graphics won't make it. Okay. You're very insightful. Thank you. Okay, yeah, dude. All right, then. In that case, I'll leave you to it. Thank you for doing Google Hangout with me. I will see what I can do about some cool stuff over the weekend in terms of making a dope little trailer for it or something funny for it to draw more people in.
That'd be sick.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Not graphics on the Switch to,
two average dudes.
Yeah. What I was thinking is Tuesdays. Hold on. I don't have voice mod in. I'll just do it. I was thinking of doing Tuesdays, 6 p.m. 2 men in some of the hottest debates this country's ever seen. like kind of stuff like that.
Is Ohhmouyuama going to take over the world?
Yeah. Ohhmouyuama. No,
is mahi the national fish?
You know, mahi is actually saying the name of the fish twice. It's actually just mahi, but you say mahi, which is like fish.
Why? Who decided to do that? Whose idea?
I don't know. Probably like a restaurant, like Bahama Breeze. Like they made a corporate decision. They were like, "We'll have a mahi," and then the guy who was like on the island who named it was like, "Dude, what the fuck?" Like, they're calling it fish. But yeah, so no, dude, that's what I'm thinking. And then it would be like, I think what I was gonna call it was like Super Master Debaters.ex Alpha. Come in.
I was thinking about calling it Michael Bachurski.
That sucks. That's a shit name, dude. Stop making my cheeks blush. Ohhmoo. Ooh. Nuzzles scrotum.
Removes meat scepter.
Pulls out meat scepter. Unzips gloves. Unzips gloves, pulls out meat scepter. Ooh. All right. Anyway, man. Yeah, makes pause. Nuzzles. All right. Yeah, I'll try to do something this week. I'd like to do something this weekend. All right,
this might have been the best stream of my life. I'll say it.
Dude, you're overselling it. You
gotta come in. This is a blast, man. we literally went through every fucking avenue of life. Like,
yeah, dude, I love this shit, dude. So you have no idea how fucking therapeutic I feel like it is just to fucking talk to someone. You're able to like talk and like have your ideas be like challenged. You know, like you ask good questions. Yeah, dude. I got me hyped. I got me jazzed. I'm gonna go crazy.
I'm gonna go to Mars and get blacked out.
I'm gonna go to Mars and get blacked out. I am tapping into my internal chaos. I am unstoppable. There's nothing anybody can do to stop me. Dude. All right. I'm gonna go. I'll talk to you later. Peace.